So it doesn't matter who we put out. We're good enough to beat anyone.
It's exactly it, Abby, isn't it? Very, very strong team. Very strong team. Changes coming. One of them being the club captain coming in for Reece James. So that's how strong it is.
That's what I mean. It's just absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? Like Dan touched on, whatever team we put out, I wouldn't want to be playing Chelsea. We are, in frightening form at the moment. Amazing to see Pulisic as well back on the bench. Hopefully he gets a run. I'm just so happy that he's back after injury, as we all are, because what a special player he is.
Oh, absolutely right. And joining us from Malmö this evening, the brilliant Lee Parker. Lee, mate, how are you? Well?
Very well, thank you. I'm surrounded by Malmö fans, so I'm going to be careful what I say. Here we go. There they are. All around us. Say hi, guys. Give us a wave. There you go. Building the atmos already. Love it. Thanks, guys.
Good one, mate. How is it over there? You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great city. Beautiful city. We were lucky to be out here for the Europa League, the last 16 tie a couple of years ago, and we were well looked after then, well looked after now. The fans were amazing. It's a beautiful city. It's very quiet, actually, during the week. Sort of throughout the working week, it's very quiet. We went out for a bite to eat last night, really, really peaceful, really quiet. And then the fans turn up and the atmosphere starts cooking. And honestly, it's amazing. So basically, those fans here behind me, behind that goal there, that's the hardcore. So keep up for them when the first half gets underway.
So have many Chelsea travelled over there, Lee? Because obviously, we know now COVID restrictions make things quite difficult for away days. But what a beautiful city to go for an away day in.
Not bad, is it? It's only a couple of hours away, so it's an allocation of just over 1,000, fully sold out. They are, you probably can't see, they're over my left shoulder, over in that far corner, tucked away over there. But they'll be making their voices heard.
Brilliant. It looks really cool. It looks really nice. And obviously team news as well. We've just spoken about it just there. Abby's just touched on that. The big thing that I wanted to talk to you about is Christian Pulisic, obviously back in the squad. And we know that Christian has been desperately unlucky with injuries so far, but it's so good to see him back involved.
Oh, so good. Such a good character, such a big player. As hopefully you can hear me, the fans are in flying voice off to my right now, so it's so good. I mean, you can't wipe a smile off his face. It's been great seeing him around the squad, great seeing him involved with first team training over the last few days. He was due to step up a couple of weeks back and unfortunately had a bit of a setback, suffered a bit of pain in that ankle injury, so they just didn't want to take any risks with him, and you can understand that with his unfortunate recent history. But, I asked him a little while ago, I said, are you a good spectator? No. he wants to be out here playing, he wants to be involved, and Abby touched on it. He's a special talent and such an explosive player as well, and can add so much of a different dimension to the attacking threat that Thomas Tuchel already has at his disposal.
Well, that's another thing, isn't it? We were just speaking about the rotation, the fact you can bring players in. You look at it on paper, and that could very easily be a full-strength side in the Premier League one week because of the depth that we have. A couple of injuries don't weaken this Chelsea side. Reece James, obviously man of the match on Saturday. You bring in the club captain as a straight swap on the right-hand side. That's how strong the squad is for Chelsea.
Not bad at all, is it? Give the flying wing-backs a bit of a rest and then bring them on for Burnley at the weekend. These games are coming thick and fast, aren't they, as well? And every game, it sounds like a cliched must-win game. The way this Champions League group is shaping up, Thomas Tuchel was saying, these back-to-back games with Malmö are going to be key in shaping the way that this group looks, and it'll be interesting keeping an eye on the late kick-off between Zenit and Juve, because that will obviously have a bearing on the final two group games that we can look forward to coming up in the next few weeks.
And also, mate, just quickly, because obviously this was a run that prior to it we kind of pinpointed as one where we'd need to kind of back-to-back games and get performances and wins under our belt. The international break on the other side of Burnley at the weekend. Has it come at a good time for Chelsea, you think, because we can kind of bookend this little period as a good period and move on from it? Or is it a bad period because, momentum-wise, you'd love Chelsea to carry on playing every 2 or 3 days at the moment?
It's a very good question, isn't it? You can hear the fans now. Here they go. I warned you. Fantastic. I don't know, it's a strange one, isn't it? I mean, being in and around the club, you don't want international breaks, do you? You want to keep going. I mean, they're in such a fine vein of form. The games can't come quick enough. But you look at the other side of this next international break, there's some Malmö games to look forward to, but United and Juventus, some big ones to look forward to. But I think you're right. I think it's something that Thomas Tuchel spoke about. This momentum is so important, isn't it? But to put in a positive performance here, a win here and qualification is pretty much in Chelsea's hands, isn't it? Win here, another good performance, another 3 points against Burnley, and you go into the international break with a cushion at the top of the Premier League and probably one on the knockout stage of the Champions League.
And another point as well, mate, I just want to touch on with you look at Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. We spoke about two players that we know how much of an impact they can have. They both had brilliant pre-season. I remember you telling us when you were over in Ireland how impressive they were in that spell, and they've carried that on into the season. So good to see them both get a run of games, and it's unfortunate that injuries have allowed them to have that opportunity. But at the same time, now when the players are fit again, you're going, well, they've earned the right to start these games, and they've done themselves the world of good over the last couple of weeks.
100%. I mean, Callum Hudson-Odoi at the weekend was just a betting commentary. He was saying, rightly so, if you're going to put down your strongest Chelsea 11 on paper at the moment, Callum gets into that team, doesn't he? And the two of them suffering such debilitating injuries. And they're two very explosive, very different but very explosive players, aren't they, that rely on that turn of pace to get away from people. Ruben just, against Brentford, he was fantastic in that deep lying role, just terrifying that Brentford defence as he ran at them. Callum out, it seems like he's got that confidence back, hasn't he? He's got that edge, he's got that sharpness. So I think you're right. I think the fact that they are now able to get some games under their belt, build a bit of momentum themselves, and the two huge players, hopefully, for the present and the future of this football club.
Fantastic, mate. Lee, brilliant as always, pal. Thank you very much. I'll let you go before the fans get even more raucous for you.
I'm going to go join in.
Enjoy the game, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Take care. Good to see you guys.
Top man, the brilliant Lee Parker there over in Malmö for us. Let's get some social media reaction to the team news then. A lot of people having their say, rightly so. Joe left wing, what a great selection that is. What a great picture that is. Enjoyed that one. There's a few more as well. This so good in response to the lineup from Jason. It's very true. Any rotation at the moment, you're like, yep, that works, makes sense. And great. Like you were saying, Abby, there it is. Captain America made the bench. Good to see Christian Pulisic back in the fold. Come on, Chelsea. He's been desperately unlucky, isn't he? But like we were saying to Lee, there, Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek, they're probably great examples, Dan, for Christian Pulisic to say, look, you might have a difficult injury, you might have a tough spell to get back into the team, but if you do and you play well, you keep your position. And it's probably a good thing that we have such a deep squad, so it allows us to not have to rush him back, and he can come back when he's actually right. I remember it almost feeling like Loftus-Cheek was gone forever, you know, but he's come back and it looks like he's right now, and he's back and he's got rid of any niggles or any issues that he would have had. Same with Hudson-Odoi. But it's just one of those things where you want to play, you're frustrated as a player, you want to play, obviously, but you have to make sure that you get past that injury. And luckily for Pulisic, he's got two very good examples right there in front of him who are thriving at the moment. Absolutely right. OK, time for the social. Welcome to the social, and this is the part of the show where we kind of look through all the things on social media through the eyes of a Chelsea fan from this week. Loads of things to get through, including trending topics. Culture Club, which you may see around us, is loosely based on food and drink from our opponents from this evening. We've got a little bit of a quiz later on as well, so brace yourself. Let's start, though, with show and tell. Now, we always do show and tell. Usually we pick a goal each, but we've changed it a little bit today. So this is against Scandinavian opposition. We played them 7 times, Scandinavian opposition, and we've won a good amount of them. There's some good memories in here. So you've picked a game each against Scandinavian opposition, and I'm going to be the judge, right? And I'm going to be difficult to convince because I've purposely not seen these games, seen these goals, seen these results. So, Dan, I believe you're up first, mate, with this one. So this is Helsingborg's in 1998.
Do you know who was on that free kick? That is Frank Leboeuf taking a free kick, a centre-half, a number 5, whacking it hard. That was one of the most honest free kicks you'll ever see. He didn't try to pick out a top corner. He said, I'm just hitting this hard through the mist, straight into the corridor of uncertainty. Big goal, huge goal from a huge player.
It's a lovely goal, World Cup winner. Yeah, I like Frank as well. That's going to take some beating to a big Frank Leboeuf.
Yeah, he's gone in. I love that Chelsea kit as well. That's one of my favourites.
You're up.
Well, I had to go with, one of my favourite Chelsea players, someone who definitely knows how to put in an exceptional finish, the one and only Olivier Giroud. Look at that. What a cheeky little back heel. Incredible finish. The thing is, for him, that's probably not even his best finish, but just so smooth with it.
It's a really good finish, isn't it? Against Malmö,
Europa League side as well.
It's not. I mean, VAR nowadays might have a little look at that. Just saying, but it's a good finish. Do you know what, Abby? You've kind of talked yourself out of it a little bit because I agree with you. Olivier Giroud's got so many amazing goals.
Right.
Everyone else, you go, what a goal.
Yeah. But you're like, oh, actually, for him, it's all right.
That's probably his third best backfield finish of the season.
Yeah.
So,
all right, then, Dan, you can
Dan,
take it.
Dan, I'm going to go with you.
He was late, but he can take it.
Yes, I'll take it. Fine.
Yeah, it's a good win. You can take that one. Frank Leboeuf has got to be done on it. Right, let's move on to the trending topics of the week then. And as you'd probably imagine, it's very heavily based on our flying wing backs. So our the hashtag that we've been seeing all week is Reece and Chile. Now, this is because Thomas Tuchel called them Reece and Chile. I'm not quite sure that Reece needs a Y on the end. It's already
two syllables.
Oh, it's just so cute, though, isn't it? And it's like because they're a pair now, you know?
They're
an iconic duo, Reece and Chile.
Well, they're absolutely flying, scoring goals at the moment, both from their lovely little embrace. This still feels like last season, but it was an incredible goal away at the Emirates from Reece James. This lovely little dink.
Honestly,
finish.
that finish is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If that was one of our strikers, you'd still go, wow, that's amazing.
This is a nice one as well.
This one is just
Only scores worldies.
everything.
His highlight reel is stunning. This is this season.
This is it. This is just this.
This is the last month and a half.
Look at that.
That is a strike as well. Because, Dan, we've both been in those positions, seen enough players that just can't quite get over that, can't quite get the knee over it a little bit, and that rockets into the upper tier. It's a great finish.
He oozes composure.
Likewise.
So does Chilwell. Chilwell on his left foot right now it's a wand. Look at this.
Oh.
Where that connection is, it's so easy, like you say, to absolutely sky that.
This is a goal as well, Abby, isn't it? It's very Marcos Alonso-esque.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. That's the thing with this squad, though, isn't it? Because the quality's there. Every player now wants to raise their levels. It's like, OK, Chilwell wants to come in for Marcos Alonso. I'll bring goals to my game. And he's gone and done it.
These stats are proving the levels that they're keeping. The company they're keeping, league goals this season. Messi and Mbappe, 5. Reece James, Ben Chilwell, 7.
Ballon d'Or is round the corner. It is. It has to be. Look at that.
What a duo.
I'm the biggest Lionel Messi fanboy, but that is a lovely stat.
That's incredible,
that is an incredible stat. But they're keeping company at the very, very top end of the conversation, you know. And you speak about the great left-backs that we've seen in the Premier League over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Trent and Robertson at Liverpool are probably the bar, you know, because Man City rotates so often. That they're the ones, but you're looking at these two, Dan, and they are right up there, and they've kind of, I suppose, surpassed them and left them behind.
Certainly this season they have. They're in a team that is, you know, flying, and them two individually, they are causing mayhem for teams. They really are, and a lot of wing-backs have strengths and weaknesses. These two are probably the two most solid ones. They can get forward, they can defend ridiculously well as well. Both can cross, shoot. They've got a knack for turning up in little positions. A lot of their goals, they're basically bang on centre, you know? Like, they have no business even really being there, but they just know exactly where to be, where the danger is going to be and all of that. So, just quality, you know, it's the best two players in the world right now, obviously, if you're looking at stats.
Well, there's a lot of chat about him because I believe he's moved back into the area recently, but Antonio Conte had Marcos Alonso and Victor Moses.
I've heard rumours.
He had Marcos Alonso and Victor Moses and that kind of partnership, and we've seen a lot of partnerships over the years, but there's quite a good one, Abby, isn't it? I mean, some of the reaction are kind of leaning off the back of that. What do you think of this one? There can't be many fullback, wingback pairings on the planet that will come close to James and Chilwell at the moment.
It's so true. Absolute weapons. The fact that they're now scoring these kind of goals, but they're fast, they're strong. They've got it all. And also, I love that they've got a bit of a bromance going on.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, this here. Speaking of bromance,
that's it.
Best in bromance, Chilwell and James, they are, aren't they? The energy from these two, as the Chelsea admin said there.
That is good. That is good.
That is a nice one, isn't it? It's quite a niche one for fight fans, but it's a good one, isn't it? Reece James and Ben Chilwell. That relationship that you see with each other off the pitch as well, Abby, is so important. And we always bang on about it being a family and that being part of this football club, but you see it with those two.
Yeah, you absolutely can see it. I mean, they're always on each other's social media, aren't they? Whether that's pranking each other or just saying how much they love playing together. So, yeah, what a partnership. Maybe even some more goals soon. Who knows?
Well, I mean,
we're unstoppable.
The rate they're going, absolute purple patch. Quite a lot of people saying about more and more tweets that are coming in. And again, if you've had your say this week, we may see it in the next couple of minutes because a lot of people have been having their say on how good they have been. This one, Reece James and Ben Chilwell hold my FPL team together last 2 weeks.
Tell me about it. Honestly, yeah. Chilly's points have really kept me afloat.
Yeah. See, I've had Reece, and I'm exactly the same as that because there are certain expensive strikers that are wearing red in Manchester at the moment that aren't quite doing it for me. So Lukaku and Werner got injured, so Chilwell and Reece James started scoring. That's a nice one. And this one as well. Reece James needs to be discussed more often. This season since the start, and even after an injury has taken his chance, to manage to find himself in some incredible places in the box, just like Chilwell, to keep putting Chelsea ahead, man of the match performance. Dan, remember, he's had not only a spell out injured, spell out suspended as well. He's been in and out of the England fold. He's had quite a difficult summer because we as Chelsea fans bias, but I think you can see the evidence now, should have played more for his country. He's had all that to deal with, as has Ben Chilwell. The mental toughness to come back, not just that, but the performance and the level of performance he's putting in. And also, when he's scoring worldies away at Newcastle, he just looks so calm.
Listen, if the rest of them can't see it, then they can't see it. But this guy is the best right-back in the country for me. And he's not even playing at right-back. He's playing at right wing-back. He is causing mayhem for teams. He really is. He's impossible to play against. It doesn't matter how sharp or how fast you are. Have a one-on-one with him, and it's most probably not going to go your way. He's just very, very good, tough, strong, fast, and he's going to make you have to go the other way as well. So, for me, the best right-back in the league.
I would agree with that. Impossible to ignore, isn't it, in the form he's in at the moment? Unreal.
Absolutely right. He's absolutely smashing it at the moment. Right, time to move on to a new little feature. Obviously, when we play our opposition in Europe at home, we do a little bit of a getting to know, OK? So we've got a fact file together to try and get to know the opposition that we're playing and kind of educate a little bit and find out a little bit more about them, what makes them tick and some important things about them. As we're doing an away game tonight, we thought we'd maybe bring a little bit of the culture back. So we've gone out and we've sourced some Scandinavian, Swedish foods that we're going to give a try here. Now, we'll do a little bit of a starter. I've got a drink here and a dessert as well. So what this is a...
Thanks, mate. Three courses.
Well, I'm trying. This is a rye bread, OK? So this is... It's quite crispy. I mean, I'm going to do that thing now, which I've seen on... Wait there, on, like, tasty videos, OK? I'm going to little...
Oh, well, that was good, actually.
That's a good snap, right? It's a good snap. So I've got some mustard and dill sauce. Okay, I've already done yours all COVID safe a little bit earlier on. So I'm going to do that for us here. Okay, so again, you see that? A little bit of dill sauce.
This is a good audition for you to be on a cookery show.
Isn't it? I hope my agent's watching. Joking, I haven't got to hit me. Let's dive in then, OK? So this is, mustard and dill sauce on a crispy rye bread.
Very crunchy.
It works.
Oh, I like that.
Not bad, you know, is it?
Yeah.
It's like a sweet... There's a sweetness to it, as well as this...
It's like a relishy kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do like that.
I couldn't go through too many. It's quite dry, but it's obviously a crispy rye bread. It's supposed to be, so that's why I've thought this ahead, and I've got a
bit
little
stingy on the
here.
spread, I'd say.
Well,
my only feedback.
I'm going to finish that.
It's dinner time, isn't it? That's why. Right? So I've got this called Vinter Saga, which is a Swedish festive drink. It smells very, very wintry, very autumnal.
Okay.
I don't know what the tasting notes are and stuff like that. I'm not that well educated.
Swirl it around.
But yeah, here you go. So Abby, there's a little bit for you in there.
Okay.
I'll fill that up a little bit later. But again, I've seen this on.
Oh, very autumnal. It's like
on like wineries and stuff like that. We have a little
got
bit
that sort of mould.
Yeah,
smell,
swirl it around. Again, something to do with the
cinnamony, maybe.
They say it's something to do with the flowers or the bouquet or something like that, don't they?
Nice.
Something like that.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
Oh, I like that. It's like an autumnal Coke.
It's like a berry cola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the best description.
With more berry than cola.
Yeah. It's the colour of cola, but it's kind of very very berry-esque.
Don't mind that
at all. That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's all right. I'd recommend that. Yeah, I'd give that 5 stars. Onto a dessert to cleanse the palate a little bit of a sweet treat. This is nice. Look at this. Look, chocolate on the end. Green in the middle. This bacon.
Green in the middle.
Yeah.
Green in the middle.
It started well. You beat it off a bit. But...
Just say pistachio. Just guess.
I should have gone pistachio.
Yeah.
I should have gone. So here you go. Let's have a little try of these. Have one of them.
Go on then.
It's the almond. Okay, almond. It's a little bit of a. Again, it's quite.
Oh, marzipan, is it?
Yeah, a bit marzipan. I don't know if you can see that. It looks lovely. A little bit Halloweeny, actually, doesn't it? Look at that. Very, very nice, OK? Nice work. Enjoyed that. Not bad. Not bad. I'll bill you later. And
Oh, it's a treat.
if I did a little bit of salt over that, 600 quid.
That's it. You're right.
There you go.
Let's move on to the quiz then, right? So this is, again, obviously Scandinavian-based tonight. So this is Scandinavian players, higher or lower, appearances they've made for Chelsea.
Right, OK.
OK? So we'll show you the picture first of the player, and then I'll ask you. So this is the start, OK? Jakob Kjellberg, right?
Legendary kid.
And I've got a little fact for you. I've added a little bit myself. hosted the Denmark version of I'm a Celeb in 2012. Okay, true story.
wow.
TV presenter now. Mikkel Forsell. So, Jakob Kjellberg, 64 appearances for Chelsea. I'm going to start with you, Dan. Mikkel Forsell, did he play higher or lower? More times for Chelsea or less times?
I'm going to go lower.
Correct, mate.
Oi.
52 times he played for Chelsea. Played for 4 Premier League clubs, of course. Mikkel Forsell. So the next one, for you, Abby, is Bjarne Goldbeck. Right, OK, so did he play more or less, higher or lower, times than 52 for Mikkel Forsell, Chelsea?
Oh, higher.
Fewer.
Oh.
Played 35 times. 5 goals in 23 games in his first Premier League season. That's decent.
That's
a
not
good
bad, is it?
return, that. It's a very good return. OK. Dan, next one for you. Very familiar face. Big name, absolute baller. Brian Laudrup.
Me.
Yay.
Higher or lower, 35 games, Bjarne Goldbeck. 35, higher or lower, Brian Laudrup.
I think that's going to be closer than I think. But I'm going to go with higher, even though I'm sure he wasn't here for that long.
He wasn't here for that long. 11 times he played for Chelsea.
Really?
Just the 11. Just the 11.
I
He was involved in the deal.
I went with the nostalgic just because it's Laudrup.
He was involved in the deal
Yes.
that brought Goldbeck here.
Yeah.
Strange, very, very strange sort of how that happened. Right, the next one for you, Abby, is world beater, icon,
Higher.
absolute baller.
Higher. Absolute staple.
Pernille Harder. How many times do you think? Bear in mind it was 11 for Brian Laudrup.
11. Oh.
You said higher.
I reckon it's definitely higher. I'm just trying to think how many. 30 appearances?
Good effort, 27.
27, okay.
27.
Yeah.
27, OK, so that's good. So, Dan, the next one for you is current captain, leader, legend, Magda Eriksson. Higher or lower?
Higher.
Pernille Harder.
Higher.
Higher, yeah, bang
Yeah.
on. 73. 73
Yeah,
times for Chelsea, OK?
absolutely.
Really nice, that
Brilliant.
one. The next one for you, Abby, is Erlan Johnson, Chelsea's Player of the Year in 1995. Higher or lower than current Chelsea captain, Magdalena Eriksson.
I think it's going to be close, but I think it's lower.
Played 8 seasons at Chelsea, 183 appearances.
No way!
183 appearances.
Wow.
OK, so final one then for you, Dan. Ida Johnson. Higher or lower, 183.
That is tough.
Erlan Johnson.
That's tough. That's 8 seasons, 120. Played half the season. Ida Johnson, just for a fact, is my favourite ever player.
Yeah, with you.
But I think he played less.
262.
No way!
Chelsea, yeah. Back-to-back Premier League winner. Absolute baller.
That's surprising,
Loved
actually.
Ida
Wow.
Johnson. One of my, I'm with you, one of my absolute
Amazing.
favourite players. Absolutely superb. He really, really was. Right then, let's carry on then. Let's carry on with the build-up to tonight's game. It's obviously interesting because we know what's expected of us, Abby. We know what should happen. But games like this aren't as easy as that. You know, we beat them 4-0 at home. You'd expect a similar performance tonight, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd expect it to be a little bit more of a walk in the park, but then, and you know, us not really to have to kind of get out of second gear too much. But then you never know, like you say, how these games are going to go. If they're really defensive and hard to break down, that can be difficult. But I'm expecting to see a great performance and a lot of goals tonight. I hope so, anyway.
Well, I suppose that tweet just there that we saw about, in an ideal world, you'd see Chelsea get 3 points, get a good performance in, and see some Christian Pulisic tonight, Dan.
Oh.
Yes, so that's really what you expect. It's Malmö. They're a decent enough team. They're at home. They probably know that they have to go for it if they want any chance of progressing further in the Champions League. But I have a feeling will be too much. I'll go with 3-0 win. Absolutely. Bring on Pulisic at around 60th minute.
That'll do us nice.
That'll be it. Yeah.
Right, time for commentary then. Chelsea versus Malmö in the Champions League. I hand you over to our commentary team of Matt Davies-Adams and Pat Nevin.